Greetings, loved ones, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another I Love This Stuff with Meghan Hughes. I'm Meghan Hughes, and this is the series where I show you everything I've been loving over the course of the past month. I also just wanted to say this is the first time I've filmed at night in a while, so if there's like shadows on my face from my light and stuff like that, then you know why. Honestly, I kind of like it though. Like, I like how bright it is. It makes it very nice. So maybe I'll do this more often. Anyways, let's just start off with my first category I normally start off with, which is bathroom goodies. I'm sorry if you can hear Mrs. Tippy Tap Tippy Toes on the floor. She refuses to come up on the bed. Just puppy things. Oh, you want to come up now? So the first thing I have to show you, which I'm so proud of, is my homemade dry shampoo. I know it looks like something maybe a little different to you guys, but it's just cornstarch and a couple of drops of geranium essential oil. And I've been using this just in my bangs because I ran out of my Lush dry shampoo little tube. And so I just made this for myself, and I've just been like putting a little bit on my fingers, putting it around my roots, and then like dispersing it through my bangs, and it helps them because I shower every other day, so I just use it on there and make the grease go away because my bangs do get greasy because my face gets greasy, you know? Anywho's, very stoked on that. It works really well, so gotta love cornstarch and geranium oil. The next thing I actually also made, and it's this calendula water that I made in place of, this was a rose water and glycerin bottle, and I was just getting so tired of like purchasing rose water, and my rose bush died, so I was like, okay, well, I do have calendula, and calendula is great for the skin. Like, it soothes redness, irritation. It's also great for PMS problems and cramps and things like that, like drinking calendula tea on your period, or even if you have thrush or yeast infections. A lot of baby butt lotions have calendula in them to soothe. Anyways, it's just like a great natural skincare herb. So I harvested a shit ton of it, dried it. I'll put the recipe on the screen, but I just used 1/4 cup of dried calendula flowers, and then I put it in 1.5 cups of water, brought it to a boil, let it be in there for like 10 minutes. I let it cool, and then I drained the calendula out, and then I put it in here, and I added a couple of drops of frankincense because frankincense is also great for the skin. So I've really been loving her, honestly. Oh yeah, it's just fantastic. Do you guys even recognize me without glasses on? I rarely do, and I can't see you, so there we go, back to my old self. All right, and speaking of skincare, I have a little face mask that I actually got for free from Lush because I finally used their empties program where you bring in 5 empty black pots and then you get a free face mask. And oh my God, I was just so happy about it. I got the BB Seaweed Fresh face mask. I'm gonna do it tonight because, as you can see, I have a little friend on my chin, and then I have a couple other ones underneath my chin because I'm gonna get my period next week. I know the signs, universe, okay? I get it, Mother Nature. I'm on to you, sister. But yeah, I mean, this is just great for skin soothing, and just, it feels like a clay mask, and that's my favorite one, honestly. I rave about face masks all the time that are like, they suck everything out of your pores. That's really the only face mask that I use, and then I also use like a hydrating one, which is also really good for winter time. So if you guys are suffering from dry skin, use a little hydrating face mask or something like that. Maybe something with like honey and oats and stuff like that. I'll link a recipe on the screen where I made a honey and oat face mask with rose in it, actually, when my rose bush was still in bloom. It's not anymore. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. It's great. No, I love the fall, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'll link it on the screen if you guys want to make that mask. It's very hydrating and great. And then I normally start off and have my first thing as essential oils, but I forgot today. I had a brain fart. But I have this little combo. It's been a while since I had like an essential oil diffusing combo on my I Love This Stuff series, but patchouli, cardamom, and rosemary. Oh, wow, yes, they really hit. They're very like clearing, lovely herbs to smell too, just on their own. Like, oh, wow. Is that the patchouli I'm picking up on? I don't know, but it's all fantastic and I love it. Next, we have something I've been eating, which has been a crowd favorite on Instagram, truly. I have never gotten as many responses back to something I made that I did. This butternut squash mac and cheese that I made the other night. And I adapted the recipe loosely from this like butternut squash linguine that I saw on Instagram. I'll put the modifications that I used on the screenshot that I put on the screen over here. And you guys can totally just make it how it is. I'll include the recipe down below, or you can make it how I made it. I would have put in more nutritional yeast though into the sauce to make it a little bit more cheesy, you know? But it was fantastic. It's vegan, it's a great recipe, and it was just like, oh, she loves my little rabbit Gunther that I got for my birthday, so I let her play with him. Yeah, you can play with Gunther if you want. I don't care. So that's been my favorite recipe that I've made this month for sure. And also something that I've been doing this month is I started to work out again, my dudes. Once it gets to be winter time, once it gets to be daylight savings, I just feel like I need to do anything to like boost my adrenaline, my serotonin, and just like get the blood pumping. It's very, very easy to sit around in the winter, and I was definitely falling victim to that. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get off my butt and start to work out for the first time in a year. But truly though, like I don't think I had worked out other than just like hiking and walking around, you know? I think it had been like a year. But anyways, this all being said, I started to use the Sweat app. I'm on the BBG beginner program, and I just skipped ahead to week 5 because I felt like the week 2 exercises got really easy for me. Anyways, the Sweat app is great, okay? The only downside to it is that you need equipment. You need like weights, like dumbbells, you need a resistance band and a recovery band and like a yoga mat or some place to do it. I normally do it on my carpet. I'm actually gonna work out after I film this. But anyways, yeah, that's the only thing that I contacted support being like, how the hell, why didn't you tell me that I needed equipment? Can I like change my workouts based off of the equipment that I do have? And they were like, no, we're working on it on an update. So I was like, okay, well, whatever. I still enjoy the app. I can modify the exercises and just follow along and do circuits of whatever, and it's been nice for me. So it does cost money, but honestly I think it's worth it because it gives me incentive. I'm like, your girl is paying for this, you gotta show up, you know? It was just like when I got into SoulCycle, like those classes were $30 each, dude. $30. So if you get really into that stuff, or you start paying a monthly fee or something for like going for a whole month of classes, like you gotta show up. It's breaking the bank if you don't. It's stupid. Anyways, I've been enjoying doing that. Also, I've been reading a lot, and I finished two books. I finished 2 books over the course of the past month. I actually think I finished 3 books, but one of them is not gonna be featured in there because I don't love it that much. But this, I did. I read this poetry book called She Would Draw Flowers by Kirsten Savitri Berg. And basically, this book is very special. This is Kirsten, or Kirsten. Who knows how she pronounced it. But she was a 17-year-old young woman, and she passed away, and her mom basically found her writing and published it for her. And she just had such a deep understanding and peace with nature, and it just like really, I don't know, it just showed throughout all of her work, and she just wrote so eloquently and beautifully. I loved this book so freaking much. There was so many poems that just like truly touched my heart that I dog-eared a few pages of. But if you like poetry, pick this book up. I think I got this years ago at some random bookstore in downtown LA when I lived there, so I was happy to find that on my shelf the other week and pick it up and read it. I read it so fast. And speaking of reading books fast, our November book club book I finished on the 18th of the month, so a little bit earlier than expected. But this is the book that I chose for this month. It is The Reason I Jump by Naoki Higashida, and the introduction is by David Mitchell. And all of the people who worked on this book, the illustrator, the introduction, you know, the translators, all of it, fantastic. The book is the inner voice of a 13-year-old boy with autism, and it's basically like in a Q&A format with like short stories scattered throughout. Some of those short stories were like my favorite part of the book, but generally it was very, very pleasing to read a Q&A format because I felt like I could just pick up the book and just learn something every time I did, and not necessarily have to be like chapters in to where I'm like, oh, that's great, you know? It was like every page was so informative and helpful, and it really just opens your eyes and your mind to what it would be like to live with autism or be on the spectrum. And Naoki basically goes into like why he jumps or flaps or puts his fingers over his eyes to filter filter out the light coming into his eyes, or why certain clothes are uncomfortable for him, and just all of those things, and explains why in a really like vulnerable and honest way. And I just loved this so much for our read this month. It was pretty short and a quick read for sure. So if you're looking to just read this on your own, I would definitely suggest this book. It was just so informative and really helps understand the mind of someone with autism. So I really enjoyed that. I also have really been enjoying this vinyl right here. Norah Jones, Feels Like Home. I feel like I've put this in an I Love This Stuff before, and Norah is just my woman. My mom like raised me on her music. This specific album she had on a CD, and she would just like play it all the time in our living room. And so I just have a special place in my heart for these songs. I find Norah Jones to just be like so soothing, you know, just like a mother's hug. But my favorite songs off of this are, oh my God, how am I supposed to choose? Sunrise, What Am I to You? Toes, Humble Me, Above Ground, The Prettiest Thing. I mean, just all of them. All of them are great, but those are my faves. Also, aside from listening to that vinyl a lot, I've been listening to a shit ton of the front bottoms. I feel like every time fall comes around, I just get into a mood with the front bottoms, and I almost feel like I also mentioned them in my last I Love This Stuff. So if so, I will edit this out. But anything by the front bottoms, every album, good. Actually, no, not their Going Grey album. Didn't like it. Anything other than that, fantastic. I don't know why I didn't like that album very much. It was just like they lost their punkness, you know? Like it was no longer, it was very produced, like highly produced and very poppy, and I was like, oh. I don't know what changed here, but I'm not into it. Anyways, I've also been listening to a shit ton of other tunes, and I made this playlist called What the Fuck I'm Listening To. So I'll link it down below, but there's this one song on there. Oh my God, Billie Eilish's new song, Everything I Wanted. So good. I also love The Muse by the Wood Brothers. There's this artist Claude I've been listening to, and her song If I Were You I really enjoy. The song Lonely Sometimes by Oh He Dead. Oh my God, it's so jazzy and great. And Finley and I have also been listening to a lot of Pup, like P-U-P, and they're pretty hardcore punk-ish, I would say. Some of their songs are definitely a little bit too heavy for me, but there is this one song by them called Pine, what is it called? Pine Point. Yes, love that one so much. Anyways, you can go and listen to my What the Fuck I've Been Listening To playlist in full. I've also been listening to this oldies playlist of mine that has a lot of like Billie Holiday and a bunch of other fun artists on there. So been really enjoying that. And then as for, oh, I'm so excited for this portion of this, what I've been watching. I restarted New Girl from the beginning, and it was one of the greatest decisions I've made for my mental health in 2019. I mean, if you've never seen New Girl, please, please start it from the beginning and just enjoy. It's a sitcom, it's nice, it's funny. It's just like four peeps living in an apartment together, and I just enjoy it so much. It's one of those shows that just always makes me laugh out loud, and it's like a comfort show for me, like The Office, you know, stuff like that, Trailer Park Boys. Also on Hulu, there is a show called Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia, and episodes 3 and 4 were definitely my favorite, but Hamilton Morris, I believe is his last name. He's a journalist, and he basically just forms these mini documentaries. They're like 45-minute episodes or so on different drugs, and he'll go into like all that kind of stuff. I don't want to mention any specific things too much for fear of getting demonetized, so I'll just leave it at that. You guys should go and watch it. It's a great show. Also, Disney Plus. Disney Plus changed my life. I can say that fully, you know, and truly mean it. I don't know if you guys got Disney Plus, but if you didn't and you've been thinking about it, oh yes, it's worth the $7 a month, all right? Actually, my sister got the account and just sent me the password, so shout out to Lindsay, but I pay for the Hulu, you know? But anyways, what I've been watching on it is mainly That's So Raven, Even Stevens, Hannah Montana, and the other night I watched Gotta Kick It Up, the Disney original movie. Oh my God, I forgot how good it is. It was so fantastic. I just enjoyed every minute of it. Maybe later tonight I'll watch another movie if I get done editing this in time. But yeah, man, there's just so much to offer on there. I just can't wait to watch like Tangled and Frozen and all of those little cutesy movies that just make me feel so good. Disney makes me feel so good. It's ridiculous. Oh, they just do such good movies and work and stuff like that. And all of the throwbacks are truly what is sending me. Like Lizzie McGuire, and they're making a reboot, my dudes. Ooh, I can't wait. Oh my God, I can't wait. That has been the main news in my life is Disney Plus. Are you kidding? Been enjoying it, been loving it, truly, way more than enjoying. So leave me a comment down below if you've been on Disney Plus and what you've been watching and what you recommend that I delve back into. I have a lot of old Disney Channel original movies that I've put on there, and I'm gonna watch like Cinderella and shit like that because that used to be my favorite movie growing up. Cinderella, Cinderella. Okay, I'm gonna end this off here before I just rave about Disney Plus for the rest of the night. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up for me. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Ring the notifications bell if you would like to be notified when I upload. Become a patron of mine if you want to support my earnings for this month. And until my next video, stay smiling. Bye guys.